Alright, we're back. What I was explaining was if you're making things really super deep, you can make your carving look much more richer or a little more, just a different look, a better look to it sometimes by putting your lines a little bit deeper. Alright? And that's really all I'm doing here. Alright? So, same thing over here, I'm going to go a lot deeper with my cut. I'm holding that at an angle, bringing it up to the nose, turning it around, and then going back and recutting it from the other side to give it that depth to it. And then I'm going to go up here underneath the hat and get rid of that corner. Alright? And you keep fussing with it until it gets rounded. Alright? Just like you see there. Same thing with the beard. I'm going to go in really deep and bring it back up. Really deep underneath the lip there. And the same thing over here with this. I'm going to go really deep with it. And just come up from both ways. It's a little tricky there. And try to get that depth in there that I want. I'm not doing it all the way to the end as much as I am doing it in the center there. See how I got that to look deeper? So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. It's not real hard to do, but just going back over your cuts, making it things nice and deep. And I'm going to use the other knife and bringing it up, see? And then you round this in so it doesn't look as flat. Alright, let me take a look at one thing I have here. Okay, so it's deep up here, it's deep where the cheeks are. Alright, and I'm going to make this kind of deep here too. This is where the top of the hat is. And we're gonna make some folds to the hat like we did in the past. And one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna round off the top. I need to go back and redefine that line all the way back and around. Okay, see how deep it's starting to look? Alright, now one thing I did use, I'm going to show you the one I'm kind of copying from, is this one here. Alright, it's the same idea. This one's completely done, and see all the little grooves that I did with the little micro tool. I put a lot of folds in the hat, and we're going to do the same thing with this guy over here. His cheeks are a little lower, but what I'm trying to teach you is to go deeper. Go deeper. You know, don't be afraid to hollow some of the stuff out, you know, to make it look deeper. I'm going to take this mustache down just a tad more, and we'll go from there. Alright, so that's what I'm working on. We'll finish this up probably later on. I'm going to try to get this done here underneath. And the same thing here, we want it nice and deep where the body and the beard meet. And we're just doing a big old V cut. It's all that we're doing. See? See the cut? And the depth because of the V cut. And see the difference from that side to that side? You absolutely have the depth perception just by putting one big V cut in there. Now, I was explaining this to somebody in our club, and they said just to make sure to tell beginners, don't go back and do all your carvings with the big V cuts everywhere. He said, you know, a lot of people try to do that and redo some of their old stuff. So let that be a reminder from where you've come from and how far you've progressed in your carving. You know, that's what you learned back then. This is what you're learning now. And so don't, you know, he said it's up to you, of course, but he said, you know, it's a great reminder to show people, you know, how far you've progressed in your carvings by just leaving the old ones the way they are and pressing on with the new stuff. Alright, I know it's tempting to do this with some other carvings. Okay, see the depth perception I got? Just putting a big V cut. Now I'm going to round this off a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put two little V cuts for like the top of the arms, and we're going to do it back here as well. Alright, it's just going to be the same depth on the V cut. So what we're doing here, we're just doing a regular, just like so. Pretty simple stuff and not hard to figure out. Just little V cuts to show where, you know, the top of the arms start. Alright, that's pretty well it. And then when we come back, we'll probably start doing the beard and all that good stuff that goes with it. Alright. I'm going to round off the point of that beard a little bit, just like so. Alright. Alright, he's coming along pretty good, folks. I'm pretty happy with him so far. Again, I'm going in nice and deep, and I'll be doing this with a micro tool eventually. And we're going to take that out just a little bit up there at the corner. Show it's a little bit of a curvature there. And we're going to go in so and so. Alright. Alright, folks, we'll be back in a little while.